Good evening, children. Today we will continue with a new topic called ions. In today's class, we will study in detail about ions. So we will see what are ions. Charged atoms or group of atoms are called ions. That means when an atom gets charged or when an atom acquires a net charge on it, then it is called as an ion. So ions consist of single charged atom or a group of atoms that have net charge on them. We will see some examples of ions. You can see sodium ion. When sodium is an atom, we'll just show it like this. Okay, this is one atom of sodium, or we can say it is just one sodium atom. But when it acquires a net charge on it, it becomes an ion. So we can see here sodium ion can be written like that. Here you can see sodium acquires one net positive charge on it. So it is called as an sodium ion. Okay. Now we can see aluminium ion. So when aluminium atom get charged or when it acquires charge on it, then it is called as aluminium ion. We can show aluminium by this. Here you can see aluminium acquires 3 net positive charge on it. Okay. Similarly, ammonium ion. Ammonium is a group of atom that have a net positive charge on it. You can see ammonium is made up of group of atom, that is nitrogen and hydrogen, and it has one net positive charge on it. Okay. Now carbonate ion. Carbonate is always in the form of ion only, and it can be shown as CO3 2-. Here you can see carbonate is also a group of atom that have a net 2 negative charges on it. Okay, then hydroxide ion. Hydroxide ion has one net negative charge on it, and it is also a group of atom that has a net charge on it. Oxygen ion. So oxygen acquires 2 net negative charges on it. So these are some of the examples of ions. We can see separately also, as per the definition I told you, ions might be in the form of single charged atoms like sodium plus, K plus, Ca2 plus, Cl minus, S2 minus, N3 minus, O2 minus. Here you can see here single atom is charged or single atom acquires net charges on it. So that type of ions are called single charged atoms. Okay. Now ions might be in the form of a group of atoms that have net charge on them. So group of atom can also, if they have net charge on them, then they are also called as ions. Here we can see this is an ammonium ion. It is a group of atom actually, and it consists of one net positive charge on it. These are, I have written also sulfate ion, hydroxide ion, acetate ion. These are all the examples of group of atom having net charges on them. Ammonium, this is ammonium ion, which consists of one net positive charge on it. This is sulfate ion, which consists of 2 net negative charges on it. Then this is hydroxide ion, which consists of one net negative charge on it. And this is acetate ion, which consists of again one negative charge on it. Okay. Here also these are the group of atoms that have net charge, overall charges on it. Okay. So we can just divide ions into 2 types. Okay. Now we will see one more topic related to ions. They are called ionic compound. So ionic compound are the compounds which are formed by the opposite charged atoms, or they are formed by opposite ions. So we'll just see the definition. When the two oppositely charged atoms, or we can say ion, are bonded together by a force of attraction to form a compound, and that type of compound is called as ionic compound. So what it is telling us, ionic compound are formed by combining two opposite charge atoms or two opposite ions by a force of attraction between them. So there is a special force of attraction is acting between the charged atoms or between the ions, and this force of attraction is called as electrostatic force of attraction. So if you are asked that which type of force is acting in the ionic compound, so you have to just answer it is the electrostatic force of attraction which binds the two ions together to form an ionic compound. We'll just see the example, you will be more clear, students. Here sodium, you can see here I have taken one sodium ion which consists of one positive charge on it, and I have taken one chlorine ion which has one net negative charge on it. Okay, so this chloride ion had one net negative charge and sodium ion has one net positive charge. So if they come closer to each other, the positive and negative charge grows a force of attraction that is called electrostatic force of attraction between them. This electrostatic force of attraction is acting because of the two opposite charged atoms or two opposite ions came closer to each other. So this force of attraction binds this sodium and chloride ion together and forms a bond between them, and this bond is called as this bond is due to the electrostatic force of attraction which results in the formation of one ionic compound, that is NaCl. Okay, so we can just say that sodium chloride is an ionic compound because it is made by the two opposite charged atom or two opposite ions, that is Na plus and Cl minus ions. Okay, now we will see other example. Here I have taken one group of atom having net charge on it. This is called ammonium ion which has net positive, one positive charge on it, and again I have taken chloride ion which has one net negative charge, one negative charge on it. So when they are brought together, a force of attraction starts acting, electrostatic force of attraction start acting between them, which combines or forms bond between these two ions like this, and which results in the formation of an ionic compound that is called as ammonium chloride. And this is again an ionic compound because it is made by the electrostatic force of attraction which is acting between the two opposite charged atom, that is ammonium atom and the chloride, ammonium atom and the chlorine atom ion. Okay, ammonium ion and chloride ion. Okay, now we will see one more example, that is Zn2 plus and O2 minus. Here I have taken the zinc ion which has net two positive charges on it, and I have taken one oxygen ion which has two negative charges on it. Okay, so here also we can see a force of attraction starts acting between two which binds this Zn and O together and forms an ionic compound that is called as ZNO, that is zinc oxide. Okay, so by these three examples, I am sure you would have got some idea how we can make an ionic compound. So we will see some more important things here. Here we can see that whatever the positive charge I have taken here, so generally it is whatever the ions we have taken here, those which are positive charge in charge, they are called as positive ions, which has net positive charge on it, they are called as what? Positive ions. And they are also named by one more term called as cation. So sodium ion, ammonium ion, zinc ion, they are called as positive ions or cation. Okay. Similarly, we have chloride and oxygen ion, which has net negative charge on it. So they are called as negative ions or anion. So we can say that chloride ions and oxygen ions, because they are negative ions, so they are called as anion. So we can see that ionic compound is the result of cation and anion. So we can say that when cation and anion are brought together to each other, they forms one electrostatic force of attraction between them, resulting in the formation of an ionic compound. One more thing you should just know, that generally most of the time cations are the metal ions. You can see here zinc is also a metal and sodium is also a metal. Okay, so most of, not always, not everything I can just say, but most of the cation or positive ions are metal ions, because most of the metals carry positive charges on it. We will just see the examples. You can see sodium acquires positive charge, calcium positive charge, then magnesium 2 positive charges on it, iron, aluminium, copper, potassium, and many more. So metals generally, metal always acquires positive charges on it. That is why they are called as, they are in the form of cation. Okay, and non-metal ions are called as anion, because non-metals generally acquires net negative charge on it. We can see here chloride ion. Chlorine is a non-metal, oxygen is a non-metal. So when it forms ion as chloride ion, so it will be in the form of negative ions. You can see oxygen also in negative ions. Then other examples also, we can just see sulfur, which is a non-metal, it is in the form of negative ion only. Then nitrogen also. So like that we can just say that metals are in the form of cations, metal ions, and non-metal ions are in the form of anion, that is negatively charged ions. And the combination of these metal and non-metal ions result in the formation of ionic compound like NaCl, NH4Cl, ZnO, etc. Okay, so this is about your ionic compound. Now we will see the symbols and we will see the example of some more ionic compounds and the net charges acquired by them. So here we'll have different ions names, their symbol, the net charges acquired by them. Then we have one more column of type of ions and one more term, valency, that we will just discuss afterwards. So we'll just see the ions. You can see name of the ion, the sodium ion, potassium ion, silver ion, copper ion, like that. We'll see one by one. Sodium ion symbol is Na and net Na plus, net charge is +1. Plus means it has one positive charge, +1. Okay. Similarly, potassium ion, the symbol of potassium ion is K plus. It means it has net charge how much? 1 positive charge. Similarly, silver, the symbol is Ag plus and the net charge acquired by it is 1 positive charge. Similarly, copper 1 I have written, and here you can see the Cu plus symbol is like that, and it means it has a net charge of what? 1 positive charge. Okay. See, students, if I write Cu plus, it means copper has one positive charge. If I write Al3 plus, it means it has 3 positive charge, plus plus plus, like that. Okay, so overall how much it will be? Al3 plus. So it's like that. Okay, so you can see that sodium, potassium, silver, copper, these all have net positive charge, that is 1. That is why the type of ion, they are called as monoatomic ions. Why? Because the ion is made up of only one atom, single atom. So they are single charged atom. That is why they are called as monoatomic ion. And you can see that all the ions are metal ions. You can see sodium is a metal, potassium is a metal, silver is a metal, copper is a metal. So we can just write here it is which type of ion? Metallic ion. Okay. Similarly, magnesium, calcium, zinc, iron, copper, barium. You can see here the symbols are like that. Magnesium ion is Mg2 plus, calcium ion is Ca2 plus, zinc ion is Zn2 plus, iron 2 is Fe2 plus, copper 2 is Cu2 plus, barium is Ba2 plus. So here we can say that the net charge acquired by these ions are what? 2 positive charges. Okay. So net charge how much? 2 positive charge. Okay. So why I have written here iron 2? Iron 2, it means iron has net 2 positive charge on it. Why I have written 2 for iron and also then again for copper 2. Some of the ions, they have variable net positive charge on it. So there are some copper ion which are in the form of Cu plus, and there are also some copper ions which are in the form of Cu2 plus. That means they acquire variable charges on them. So copper generally are in the form of Cu plus also and Cu2 plus also. That is why we have specially mentioned as copper 1 and then copper 2. Similarly, why I have written iron 2? This means further we will read that iron also will have 3 positive charge on it. So we will write there as iron 3. Okay. So you can see that here these are also called as monoatomic ions, because we have seen here these are the single charged atoms. Okay, and they are also all metallic ions. Mg, Ca, Zn, Fe, Cu, Ba, they are all what? Metallic. That's why I have written type of ion as metallic. Now aluminium and iron. Iron I have written 3 here. Before we saw that iron 2 means it was in the form of Fe2 plus. Again we saw that iron is in the form of 3 plus. So in the surroundings or in the environment we have iron ion in 2 forms, that is in Fe2 plus and in Fe3 plus. Okay, Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus. Similarly copper plus and copper 2 plus. Okay, here we have seen that these 2 metals, that is aluminium and iron metal ion, they acquire 3 positive charge on it, but still they are monoatomic ion only and they are all metallic. Then we will see hydrogen. Hydrogen acquires 1 positive net positive charge on it. So it is also a monoatomic, but it is a non-metallic. So here we can see that a non-metallic ion consists of positive charge on it, that is hydrogen. Then we will see hydride. Hydride is what? H minus. Okay? So hydrogen, when the hydrogen is charged and it contains 1 net negative charge on it, then that type of ion is called as what? Hydride ion. Okay, so and then you have here the ion is made up of chlorine atom. So this ion is called as now chloride ion. It is not called as chlorine ion, but it is called as what? Chloride ion. So chloride ion, then bromide ion, then iodide ion. Iodide is made up of iodine atom or iodine metal. So it is in the form of iron, so it becomes iodide ion. It is named as what? Iodide ion. So this we can see here. So they are also monoatomic, but they are all non-metallic type. You can see hydrogen, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they are all non-metal. So we can say that the type of ions are non-metallic. So I have written non-metallic here. Now you have oxide. When oxygen acquires charge on it, or when the oxygen atom is charged, then it is named as oxide ion. Okay. Similarly, if sulfur gets charged or sulfur becomes the sulfur ion, then it is named as sulfide ion. Okay. So you can see here, these are all non-metals and they have net 2 negative charges on it, and so they are also in the monoatomic but non-metallic in nature. Okay. Within nitride, here we can see that when the nitrogen acquires 3 net negative charge on it, then it is named as nitride ion. Okay. Similarly, ammonium ion is how it is. It is a group of atom having net positive 1 positive charge on it, and it is called as what? Ammonium ion. Here we can write as it is a polyatomic ion. Okay, we can write no. Now it is no more a monoatomic. Now we are just seeing the examples of diatomic, triatomic, polyatomic ions. So here we can see that there are 5 atoms overall which have net 1 positive charge on it. So it is a polyatomic ion. Okay. Then nitrate. After that what we have? Ammonium. Then hydroxide. Hydroxide is OH minus. Here also 2 atoms and net negative charge on it. It is called as diatomic ion. Then nitrate, NO3 minus. The formula of nitrate is NO3 and it has a net overall charge -1. So it is also a polyatomic ion. Okay. Then you have carbonate. So carbonate is CO3 2 minus. Here also carbonate is made up of 4 atoms which have overall charged 2 minus. So it is called as tetraatomic ion. Then you have sulfate, sulfite, SO3 2 minus. Then you have sulfate, SO4 2 minus. They have group of atoms having net charge on them and they are categorized under diatomic, triatomic, tetraatomic, polyatomic, like that. Then we will see other example, that is phosphate. Phosphate, you can see here formula of phosphate is PO4 3 minus. Here also we can see phosphate is a polyatomic ion. Okay, so these are some of the examples of ions, symbols, their net charge and a type of ion. Then other column I have made valency, but before that we will discuss one more topic, one more term. Now we will see a very important term called valency. What is a valency? Valency is the combining power or capacity of an element with the other elements. Okay. So the capacity of any element to combine with other element to form compound is called its valency. So every element has its different capacity or combining power with the other elements. So we will see one example. Combining capacity of sodium is 1. So we can say that the valency of sodium is 1. Okay. Similarly, valency of hydrogen is 1. It means it has the capacity to combine with one element. Okay. So different elements have its different valency, or we can say different element can have different combining power or different combining capacity to combine with the other elements. Okay. Similarly, in the case of iron, valency of iron is the number of units of positive or negative charge present on iron. So the net charge acquired by any ion is its valency or its combining power or combining capacity. Okay. So for example, if we have Na plus, you know sodium ion can be represented by Na plus. So the net charge on sodium is 1 positive ion. So the valency is 1 here. Similarly, in sulfate, this is the sulfate ion and it acquires the net 1 negative charge on it. So here also valency of sulfate is 1. And in chloride ion, we can just see the net negative charge is 1. So here the net charge on chloride ion is 1 negative charge. So valency here also is 1. So we can say that the number of unit positive or unit negative charge present on any ion is its valency. So as I just told you that valency is valency represents the combining capacity or combining power of an element with the other element to form a compound. I'll just show you by one example. If sodium has 1 net positive charge on it, so it combines, so it shows that the valency of sodium is 1, so its combining capacity is 1 only. So it combines with one ion having net 1 negative charge on it. Okay, like that, and forms NaCl. Okay. And one more example I can just show you. Zn. Zn in the form of ions will be written like that, Zn2 plus, as you know. So Zn has net 2 positive charge on it. So we can say that the valency of zinc is 2. We will not say positive or negative, just will say the valency is 2 because it is a number of unit positive or unit negative charge, okay, on it. So the valency of zinc is 2. So it means the combining capacity of zinc is 2. So it will combine with an ion, that is oxide ion, having 2 negative charge on it. So 2 positive charge combines with 2 negative charge, forming ZnO, zinc oxide. Okay, so zinc has valency 2, so its combining capacity is 2. Similarly, oxide also have valency 2, so its combining capacity is also 2. Its valency is also 2. So like that they form the ionic compound based on or according to its combining capacity or combining power, or we can say the valency. Okay, now I will show you the ions which show variable valency. Variable valency means some of the elements show more than one valency in different compounds, or some of the ions which show the element which is in the form of ion in variable valencies. So such type of elements which are in the form of ions can have variable valency. We'll see iron. Iron is an element, and you can see that iron can be in the form of Fe2 plus and can be in the form of Fe3 plus also. Okay, so Fe2 plus can be written like Fe2 and Fe3 plus can be written as Fe3 plus. Okay, so Fe2 plus ion is called as ferrous ion, and Fe3 plus ion is called as ferric ion. So here you can see that iron shows the two different valencies, that is Fe2 and Fe3. Here the valency of iron is how much? 2, and here the valency of iron is 3. So you can say here कि valencies are variable. Valency is variable here in iron. So we can say that iron shows the variable valency. Okay. So here the valency is high and here valency is low. Okay. Similarly, copper element also shows two different valencies, that is Cu plus and Cu2 plus. What is the valency of Cu plus here? So here the valency is 1. Valency of copper ion is 1, and here valency of copper is 2. So here the valency of copper which shows 1 is called as cuprous, and the copper which shows 2, valency 2, it is called as cupric. Just remember, it is very important. Okay. Ic, the last two letter ic, and us. Ic shows the higher valency and us shows the lower valency. So in cuprous and cupric, which has higher valency? Cupric has higher valency. Similarly, in ferrous and ferric, which has higher valency? Ic. Ferric has higher valency and ferrous has lower valency. Okay. And one more thing, cuprous generally are red in color and cupric generally are black in color. They are black oxide. They forms the compound black, and there they forms the compound as red one. Okay. So this is about the valency and variable valency. Now, keeping this concept in mind, now we will fill up this valency column. Okay. So as I told you, the valency of ion is the number of net positive or net negative charge on them. Okay. So what will be the valency of sodium ion? We will see just the net charge on it. Net charge is how much? Net positive charge, 1 positive charge. So we will just write it is 1 here. Okay. What is the valency of potassium? 1. We have to just ignore the positive and negative charges, but just we have to see the number of positive and number of negative charge. So what is the number of positive charge here? 1. Here also 1. Here also 1. So here we can say that these 4 have valency 1. Now we will see this bulk of metals, that is Mg2 plus Ca2 plus Zn2 plus Fe2 plus Cu2 plus Ba2 plus. They all have net 2 positive charges. So valency here is 2. Okay, just understand. Then we will see aluminium and iron. They have iron 3. They have net positive charge 3. So valency here, how many numbers are there? 3. So we will write the valency of aluminium and iron 3 is 3. Okay. Then we will see the valency of hydrogen ion. It is 1. Then valency of hydride ion, chloride ion, bromide ion, iodide ion. The number of negative charges here are 1 only. So we will write the valency of these negative ions are 1. Then we will see oxide and sulfide. Here we can see the number of negative charges, net negative charges are 2. So valency of oxide and valency of sulfide are here. Valency will be 2. Then we will see hydroxide. We will see ammonium. Ammonium has net how much charge? Net 1 positive charge. So number is how much? 1. 1 positive charge. So valency will be 1. Then similarly nitrate. Then bicarbonate ion. They have number of negative charge how much? 1. So valency will be 1. Valency shows the combining capacity of any element with other element to form a compound. ठीक है. Then we will see carbonate. Carbonate has net negative charge 2 minus. Here we can see the number of negative charges are 2 in every ion. Sulfide, sulfate. Okay, so here we can write the valency here is 2. Then phosphate we will see. Phosphate have how many numbers of negative charge? Net charge 3. So the valency of phosphate will be 3. So if you are asked to write the valency of iron, so it is very easy. Just see the number of net charge on it, either positive or negative. That number you just write, it will be its valency. Okay, so that was about your valency of ions. So now we will see solve questions of the assignment given to you last time. But before that, whatever I have discussed in today's class, that is about different ions, their symbols, their net charge acquired by them, type of the ions, then valency. You have to learn all that. They are very important. Just see in what form or what are the net charges acquired by different ions. You have to learn, you have to mug up all that, because this will help you to find out the chemical formula of any compound that we are going to discuss in our next class. So before that, you have to just get prepared and learn all the different types of ions. Okay, so we will see solve questions quickly. I gave you some of the questions. We'll discuss how many atoms are present in a H2S molecule. It was very easy, and all you have done well also correctly. You know there are 2 hydrogen atom and 1 what? Sulfur atom. So overall 2 plus 1. So 3, total of 3 atoms are there in H2S molecule. So a molecule of Al2O3 contains how many atoms? So here also Al is 2 and O is 3. So there are 2 aluminum atoms and there are 3 oxygen atoms. So 2 plus 3, how much? 5. So total 5 atoms are present in a molecule of aluminum chloride, aluminum oxide. Okay. Then you have write the atomicity of following. There is no difference between these two questions. Thus, you can have same way to answer the question. Just I have changed the. I have represented the question in 2 different ways. There I have just asked you to write the number of atom, and here I have asked you to show the atomicity. Atomicity is what? It is also the total number of atom present in a molecule of a compound or in a molecule. So both the questions are same only. The way of the question given to you was different only. Okay. So S8 means total sulfur, 8 sulfur atom is there. So we will just write atomicity is 8. Similarly, C12H10O11, it is the formula of sugar. So there are 12 carbon atom plus 22 hydrogen atom plus 11. So 12 plus 22 plus 11, how much? 45. So atomicity of this sugar molecule is 45. Then C6H5OH. Okay. So here you can see 6 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1. 6 carbon atoms, 5 hydrogen atoms, 1 oxygen atom and 1 hydrogen atom again. So total 6 plus 5, 11, 12, 13. So atomicity is here 13. Then CH3COOH, here 1 carbon atom, 3 hydrogen atom, again 1 carbon atom, again 1 oxygen atom, again 1 oxygen atom, and again 1 hydrogen atom. So total 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So how much you will get? 8. So atomicity of this is what? 8. Now next question is Name the different forms of carbon that contains large number of carbon atoms joined together giving different structures. Okay, so that also I discussed in the video. So the structures are diamond, graphite, fullerenes. They are the different structure made by joining large number of carbon atoms in it. If you see the fullerene, it is made up of 60 carbon atoms. Okay. Then name 6 noble gases. 6 noble gases in the environment are helium, symbol is He, neon, Ne, argon, Ar, krypton, Kr, xenon, Xe, and radon, Rn. So as I told you to do correction, as it was in video, it was looking like A. It was N actually, but looking like A. So I just told you to correct your thing. I have just corrected also and posted in your group. So just do, whoever have written Ra and some of you have written radium also, that is wrong totally. You just change into radon. This is pronounced as radon and its symbol is Rn, capital R and small n. Okay. Then what are the triatomic molecules? Give examples. Triatomic molecules, a molecule, it is better if you just define by taking into consideration a molecule. Okay, so a molecule which is made up of 3 atoms called as triatomic molecules. Now these 3 atoms may be of same elements or maybe of same kind, or it may of different atoms or elements. So you can see here O3, ozone, it is a triatomic molecule, है ना? Then you have carbon dioxide, 1 carbon, 2 oxygen, water, nitrogen dioxide, and iron chloride. Here also you can just see 2 chlorine atom and 1 iron atom, total 3 atoms. So they are all triatomic molecules. So whatever correction if you have to do, just do it. Recheck your answers and just do corrections. Thank you.